Welcome to the Deep Dive. We help you get right to the heart of things. Today, we're asking something pretty fundamental for anyone managing a project, especially when you're just starting out. What's the very first thing you should do? Like the most crucial first move. And for this deep dive, we're drawing on some key ideas from Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon. So let's set the scene. You just got the project charter. It's official. The project's a go. What now? What's priority number one?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think a lot of project managers, maybe even seasoned ones, their gut reaction is often to, jump right into defining the scope or maybe start thinking about risks immediately.
Right, that sounds logical.
Mhm.
Define what you're doing or figure out what could go wrong.
Exactly. And those are, look, they're absolutely critical things you have to do in the project, no doubt. But maybe not the very first thing. They might be, well, either too broad or maybe just a bit premature as that absolute first action.
Okay, so if someone says, start the initiation process, that's too vague.
Yeah, precisely. That's a whole phase, right? Not a single actionable step you take immediately. And thinking about, say, communication needs, well, that comes after you figure out who we need to talk to and why.
I see. And what about looking at past projects, historical data?
Again, super valuable stuff for planning, for risk assessment later on. Definitely do that. But is it the absolute first thing to do to make sure the project is, aligned right from the get-go? Maybe not.
Okay, so you're ruling out some common starting points. Scope definition, risk, communication planning, digging into history.
Mhm.
They're important, but not step one. So what is it? What's that single most vital first move?
It comes down to the people. It's about meticulously identifying who your key stakeholders really are. And this is the crucial part, understanding their needs, especially the needs they might not even clearly state, the unarticulated ones.
Unarticulated needs. So going beyond just who they are, but what they really want or expect, even if they don't say it.
Exactly. It's more than just a list of names and titles. You need to map out their influence, figure out their interests, sometimes, yeah, even uncover potential hidden agendas or biases they might bring.
Wow, okay. That sounds potentially tricky.
It can be, but think about it. These unspoken expectations, they can often quietly derail a project later if you don't get a handle on them early. If you understand the stuff up front, you can anticipate where resistance might come from.
Right. Or manage competing priorities better.
Precisely, and build those alliances you'll need. Projects always get complicated. Navigating those complexities needs allies. It really is the linchpin. Understanding stakeholders properly dictates how you define scope, how you communicate, even how you manage risk.
That really flips the script. Instead of diving into the what of the project first, you dive into the who and the why behind their involvement, focusing on the human dynamics before the Gantt charts and spreadsheets.
You got it. It's about getting that deep stakeholder insight first. That's the real foundation.
Okay, so for you listening, the takeaway here is before you even map out the first task, your primary job is becoming an expert on your stakeholders and their underlying needs.
Which leads to a really important question for you to think about after this. What actually happens when you don't do this? What are the real costs, maybe the hidden ones, of failing to identify stakeholders and their needs properly right at the start?
Think about the frustration later on, the rework.
Exactly. The ripple effects can be huge.
Definitely something to mull over, a critical starting point indeed. And if you want to dig deeper into these ideas, the source we drew from today is highly recommended. Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon.